travelers, members of the emissary.
I'm about to show you some fucking madness. Some actual madness. Check this insanity out. This is crazy. If you can't obviously understand why this is crazy straight away, then let me explain. This marks the boldest move in console history. Because what this is A, it's a declaration of defeat. People are not going to like me saying that, but it is. B, it's a declaration of peace. This right here signifies the end of the console wars. This shit has been raging on for all of my gaming life and beyond. Nintendo versus Sega, Sony versus Xbox. It's over. Xbox have announced that their first party game, Forza, is coming to the PlayStation 5. It is done, baby. Do you realize how crazy that is? Halo, PlayStation 5. Starfield, PlayStation 5. Potentially, that means The Last of Us on the Xbox. This is the start. This is the signification. Like, when we're talking about Forza Horizon 5, it's not the same as when we're talking about, say, Final Fantasy 7. So Final Fantasy 7 is a game that is exclusively on the PlayStation. However, it's made by a third-party studio. It's not made by a Sony in-house studio. This, Forza, is made by an in-house development studio. This is made by Xbox. It's like Sony Santa Monica announcing that God of War is going to be coming out on the Xbox. This is the beginning of the end. When I got my first Xbox 360, it came with a dual pack of Viva Pinata and Gears of War. Jesus Christ, they were far-reaching there with that target demographic, weren't they? Like, who thought of that? Gears of War and Viva Pinata, what a combo! You sick of the blood? Here's some candy. Oh man, the Xbox 360 was like the greatest turning point in console history, in my opinion. The Xbox 360 was insanely good. Unfortunately for Xbox, it's the only generation that they won. The only generation that they kind of took the pride home and said, we fucking outdid every motherfucker. And it's a shame, really, because what they did for consoles then, it kind of paved the way for everything that followed it. Achievements, PlayStation stole that idea and brought out trophies. All of the social aspect of it, the built-in, like, party system. Also, people often and regularly don't realise how pivotal Xbox Live Arcade was for the indie game development market. Xbox Live Arcade showcased all these smaller games. Super Meat Boy, Braid was fantastic, that was on there. One called Applejack. That was the birth of the whole indie market that we know now. But this is crazy and super exciting. A first-party Xbox title built by an Xbox in-house studio being announced for the PlayStation 5. It's crazy. It's monumental. Trust me, we're talking about it right now. People are going to be fucking shouting about this tomorrow. Interesting to see, like, you know, how they're going to port it across. But I guess it's the same as when Sony port their stuff across to PC. They'll be using a company to help with the ports because, it'll be different hardware and stuff. But this is the beginning. PlayStation games going to Nintendo and PC. Only Nintendo still has exclusives. But Nintendo, I think Nintendo's slightly different, right? Because I can't see Nintendo not keeping up their exclusive content pack because that's their model. And the reason why that has to be their model is because their hardware is not anywhere near the standard that the Xbox Series X or the PlayStation 5 hardware is. They merit themselves on having a catalogue of games that are unique to that console, and not just unique in terms of the fact that they are exclusives, but unique in terms of how they play and how they feel and how they look. Animal Crossing, take that as an example. Game Pass on PS5 now. This is the other thing. And I've talked about this on the YouTube channel. I was labelled as fucking crazy. But the Xbox model seems to have been for a long time. They want to get Xbox Game Pass in as many places as possible. The future of Xbox doesn't lie in the consoles. They'll probably still create the consoles because that's like a hub of accessibility for people to play in like high resolutions and stuff like that. But we've already seen Xbox Game Pass being put on mobile phones. Certainly some smart TVs now come with Xbox Game Pass pre-built like preloaded onto it. And the big one that I was talking about was like Xbox Game Pass Cloud. Why the fuck not put Game Pass Cloud on the Switch? If you remember, Resident Evil 7, and they had, what's that fucking game by Remedy? Anyway, that was on the cloud as well. So Switch have already dabbled in cloud gaming. They've already got a strong connection with Xbox. They've got a good working partnership. Switch 2 coming out soon. Makes total sense to me. Both people will make decent bag out of it. But maybe, just maybe, we'll see Game Pass one day on a PlayStation console. Now that shit would be wild. And trust me, I know it sounds crazy. It almost sounds like you want to throw up in your mouth when you talk about Game Pass being on a PlayStation console. But it's not actually that far-fetched to think about, because I have Game Pass on my PC. It's not an Xbox console. I have Game Pass on my Steam Deck. I could play Game Pass on my smart TV if I had it built in there. I could play Game Pass on my Xbox. Why the fuck not have it on the PlayStation? The only barrier that I think is going to get in the way here is that I don't think that PlayStation are going to go the other way. I find it very difficult to imagine PlayStation going, all right, yeah, you guys can have The Last of Us. You guys can have God of War. We'll allow those games to be on the Xbox. For two reasons. One, because PlayStation's super proud. Two, because they don't need to. Because they're absolutely killing it in their sales. And Xbox kind of do need to. Xbox are the ones who are lagging behind. So yeah, that shit blew my mind a little bit when I saw it. And I literally saw it like just before I came on stream.